Okay, what we're looking at here are bits and pieces of our old friend, the Italeri Kfir. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, but I'm going to call it a Kfir until somebody stops me. Could be a Kfir too, I don't know. Anyway, I've had this kit for like, I don't know, forever. I don't know. For all I know, I've had this about 20 years. I also have some decals that are for Hasegawa kit. That the kit was incomplete, but I had the decals. So one of the few times on eBay that I got burned. But this kit is not the greatest in the world. It's okay. It's not terrible. My goal here is to build this with the gear up, which is not that difficult to do. You can see I had some challenges here. I think you can still see the super glue on my fingers. It wasn't terribly easy to glue that in, but it would have been a lot more difficult if the landing gear doors had been molded separately. So my plan here is to knock a hole in this somewhere. Mount it on this stand. This stand has been painted with Badger Model Flex Conrail Blue, which in this case is a stand-in for Israeli Air Force Blue. I'm not adding anything to the kit. It's going to get slapped together and then put on a stand, and I think it'll look pretty neat. I have, if you want to call this an addition, I got a pilot figure from an F-16, which looks pretty good. He's got an arm that's got to be attached once the stick is in place. I'd kind of like this to see if I can get the stick to look like it's actually in his hand. Well, we'll try that. Maybe we might score a first. Anyway, the kit's pretty basic, and it has some colossal gaps. So there'll be a video coming up where I'll show how these gaps get filled. I basically just smear on a bunch of water-soluble putty and then wipe off the excess and call it good. The biggest challenge with this kit has been trimming, fitting, trimming and fitting. The fit is not that good, and to get everything to go together, you just have to spend quite a bit of time putting it together, dry, fitting, putting it together, and seeing if you can get things to fit properly, and if not, then you're going to have to start carving away on things. I did not attach the wings to the fuselage parts, although I strongly thought maybe I should. I'm still about half tempted to do it, but if you look at this seam, you'll see that no matter what I do, it's going to look bad. This is the kind of kit where they just assume you're going to putty it up, I guess. I don't know. I still might go ahead and glue this together. I don't know. I have to see how the whole thing fits together and take it from there. This paint is neutral gray from the new AK 3rd generation line. And it was in a plastic bottle. And these are pretty nice little glass jars. You can get these at Hobby Lobby. Actually, I got these from Amazon. But I think this neutral gray will work as a stand-in for whatever color the Israelis use. It might be dark oak gray. That seems to be the standard now for U.S. Air Force aircraft. And the Israelis might be copying that, or may have been copying that way back when this plane was current. Yeah, there you go. At the time, they may have copied the Air Force color. So that's where we're at. I'm hoping to get this thing together so that I can take my golden so flat colors that I've mixed up and show you how this paint applies and how it looks when it's brushed on. This paint, the golden so flat, it's simply not like older hobby paints. This is a professional artist paint, supposedly, but it makes a great hobby paint, and it has a different, completely different feel. I would say that it's pretty hard to put this on and goof it up. You really don't have to have a very sophisticated technique to make this work. Which is a very cool thing. I did an experiment with it. This was a dark earth and a dark green that I mixed up. I then used Pledge floor gloss, put these old decals on it. These old decals are incredibly old, work great. Then I flattened it with Vallejo flat varnish, matte varnish. Now this color over here, this mahogany color, is from our friends at Pro Acryl. From Monument Hobbies. Pro Acryl is a paint which is very similar in how it behaves to Golden Sulflat. So I was experimenting with them together. I haven't mixed them yet, but I might try that. Okay, that's the situation report. Stay tuned for more exciting news. I'm going to put a link to my Patreon, and you could buy me a cup of coffee also there. Subscribe, please. I'm going to make a special effort to get anyone to subscribe if you are at all interested in this channel. Once I get to 500 subscribers, I'll be able to do some things with YouTube, and there'll be an opportunity there for me to make, I don't know, 10, 15 bucks maybe a year. And you know what they say, for those of us who remember the McKenzie brothers, 10 bucks is 10 bucks. If you're laughing at that, then we're on the same page. I'll give you a chance to find that remote. Click on the like. Not that easy if you're watching it on TV. See you later.